damn phones. Babylons can't crack the code.
Welcome to Q&A Wednesday. This is the portion of Q&A I do each week on Wednesdays, and it's basically I just get on Facebook and look at a trading group and I read a comment or a question, keep it anonymous so I don't put anybody on Front Street, and give you my take on it. And this one is a good one. This guy says, they say an investor loses 90% of his money when he starts out, but I've been fighting to get it back, and it shows that he's up close to 9% for the day, which is only a few dollars, but more importantly, it's 9%, and that's really good. And so I would be pretty happy with that. With that said, there's a thing called the 90, 90, and 90 rule. And what that is statistics show that 90% of traders will lose 90% of their account within the first 90 days of trading. And basically, my suggestion is, with those kind of statistics, which seem to be accurate, that I would, as a new trader, and that's one of the things that I did wrong starting out trading, was I went big and ended up losing quite a bit of money in the process of learning how to trade. And so, and I made a lot of excuses too, like, well, if I could, if I wasn't limited on my trades, because I couldn't, I only had 3-day trades per week, and I was trying to find ways around it. And you see this all the time on Facebook. People trying to get around the PDT rule, and then they find, well, there's this broker outside the US and I can do it with them, and so I'm gonna go with them and make all this money, because that's the only thing holding me back from making all this money. And then they go do that, and shortly to find out that that's not the only thing holding them back, that the thing that's holding them back is the lack of experience, education, and understanding of the market. And so they start looking for other avenues, and there's other reasons why they're not able to be profitable. And so then they start, switching the way they trade, like to do this. Well, I can't make it because of this, or I can't make it because of that. And there's always an excuse. And really, what it comes down to, if you start off slow and you learn how to walk before you try to learn how to run, then you'll do a lot better in trading. And basically, what I mean by that is, if you say you have $100 that you're willing to risk, and no more than that, well, then you can buy, and you're willing to risk no more than $100, then what you can do is you can buy, a few shares of a decent stock. It doesn't have to be real expensive. It doesn't have to be no Apple or IBM or anything like that. It could be, CGC, decent, all right, stock, still, building its reputation up in the market. But IQ, and you can buy just a few shares, 2-3 shares. And that's another thing a lot of new traders make a mistake of, is they feel like they have to have a large quantity of shares in order to make money, or the money that they want to make. And yeah, I get it. To make the kind of money you're wanting to make, you're gonna have a lot of shares. But on top of that, in order to have a lot of shares, you're gonna have a big account, depending on if you're buying stocks that are good quality companies, then yeah, you're gonna have a big size account in order to buy the amount of shares that you want to buy to make the kind of money you want to make. And really, starting out, you just can't do that. You can, but you'll end up losing a lot of money, more than likely. The probability is you'll be one of the 90% versus being one of the 10. And even then, if you're one of the 10, doesn't necessarily mean you're gonna make it. It just means that you won't blow up your account within the first 90 days. It may be 120 days, or 160 days, or 180 days, And so, with that said, you put in $100, buy a few shares of a $20, $15, even like Ford's a decent company and their stock's super cheap. Buy a few shares of that, and then if you're able to make profit off of that and turn around and sell it, and you can consistently do that with $100, then yeah, then you might want to start looking at beefing up your account and adding on a little bit more, and then seeing how you do with that, seeing how you do with the share size and managing risk. But a lot of the new traders that come in to the market, the big mistake that they make is that they feel like they have to be able to take a lot of shares, and so what they do is they they don't have a lot of money, whether it's $500 or $1,000, and so they start buying these penny stocks that are 50 cents, $1 a share, $1.25 a share, and then they buy over X amount of hundred that they're able to afford, and then some of these penny stocks trade on a tenth of a penny, and so they buy all these shares, and then someone pumps it up or dumps it, or they buy it at the exact wrong time when it's been pumped up and they think it's just gonna go to the moon, and they see them post on Facebook, whatever it is, DCIX or tops or whatever, to the moon, and then the next thing you know, they're down quite a bit of money, and they're just depressed and don't know what to do. And you see them posting up, I bought this stock at this amount of money, I'm down this amount, should I go ahead and sell it or should I hold it? Do you think it's going to turn around? And and it's basically you thought you knew what you were doing, and you quickly found out you had not a clue. That who thought that this could just tank as quick and as fast as it did, and so that's one of the big things that I see a lot of new traders make that mistake of, is that they think quantity is more important than quality. And there's an expression, and it talks about like friends. Would you rather have 100 pennies or 4 quarters? And basically what that means is, would you rather have 100 acquaintances, people that if you're in a time of need wouldn't help you out, you can't count on them, they're not reliable? Or would you rather have 4 quarters, 4 good friends that you were there for them when they need you, and they're there for you when you need them? You get a flat tire on the way home from work, working graveyard shift, and there's nobody that you can call, and except for them, whatever the case may be, that you can depend on them, and you call them and they come and they help you out. Well, kind of the same thing with trading stocks. Would you rather have 100 crap companies that are highly likely to lose money, lose value, or would you rather have 4 good companies that are likely to produce some profit? Now the profit might not be that much, but it's going to be profit, versus having 100 companies that aren't going to produce profit whatsoever and are going to lose you money, And so that's one of the big mistakes that traders make that are new coming in, is they feel like they need to be able to take a lot of share size. And so, my suggestion is if you can be profitable with $100, buy 4 shares of a $20 stock, or 5 shares of a $20 stock, or you buy a few shares of like a $10 stock and a few shares of a $20 stock, and you try to kind of diversify your portfolio, but still buy quality companies. And if you can become profitable with that, then maybe it's time to add a little bit more to your account. And then if but basically, until you can find consistency with a small amount of money, you're not going to find consistency with a large amount of money. If you can't be profitable with a little bit of money, there's no way in hell you're going to be profitable with a lot of bit of money. The only thing that's going to change is the amount of money you're going to lose, and the amount of emotions that you're going to experience when you take that loss, how much more it's going to hurt that you just got done losing $500 or $1,000 versus losing $20 or $50, and so when you can get used to being down in a trade, $5, $10, $20, and it doesn't affect your judgment, and you're able to say, you know what, it hadn't broken off my plan, it hadn't hit my stop loss, so I'm going to stay in it, and you're able to stick to and build rules and structure around the trading that you're doing, then you'll be able to add to your account to where now that you're down, $50, it's not, messing with your head or your rational thinking. They've done studies on people and how people really relate with money, and how for some reason when money's involved, their thinking is totally different. One of the survey tests, whatever you want to do, is they ask people, if what if I was willing to give you $100 today, but if you're willing to wait, till Friday, which is 2 days from now, I'll give you another extra 20. Instead of getting 100 a day, if you wait, I'll give you 120 Friday. And you won't believe how many people went and said, no, I'd just rather have that 100 today. Why? If you're guaranteed that you're gonna get 120 on Friday, why wouldn't you just wait and get that extra $20? And it's kind of the same thing with trading. I'm up X amount of money. I believe it's gonna go up more. So why the hell am I gonna sell now if I'm sure, or I believe, like my trading plan is that it's going to go up to X amount, and that's when I plan on selling it, or I'm looking for this type of indicator before I sell it, and it hasn't shown it, and until it shows it, I'm going to hold on to it. Learning these things, learning how to deal with the emotions, and sticking to your guns. Also, a lot of things I see new traders make mistakes on is they get on social media and they see someone post, oh, this is going to the moon, so they buy in on it, or they say, oh, this is totally going to tank, it's already down, X amount, on why people are buying in, and so they, we're going to buy in on it, or they already are in on it, and they just got in on it, they're like, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and sell it, and so then they go ahead and sell it, and then the next day they wake up and it's just skyrocketed. So like, ultimately, like, keep in mind when you get on social media, and these, a majority of these people are new, and basically they're just gambling and have no strategy or plan behind their trades. They're just buying and hoping, throwing Hail Marys and hoping that something catches it and they make lots of money off of it. And so, with that said, there's a lot of mistakes that new traders make, and a lot of them I've had to make when I was new. The one thing though I'd highly recommend being new is starting off small. Aim small, miss small, and so by doing that, you're protecting yourself. But more importantly, and I'd done a posting about it the other day, that more important than protecting your money, your capital, is protecting your psychological and emotional capital, because that's going to be your money maker. If you can't think straight, then I don't know how the hell you're going to be able to make good decisions when it comes to whether you should buy a stock, sell a stock, scale in, scale out, or just not trade whatsoever. And so more importantly is hold on to your mental, your psychological, your emotional capital, and because the market can really mess with you hardcore. You're down, finally you take the loss, and then it turns around on you an hour later, and if you would have just held, then you'd be up so much money, and you're just kicking yourself in the ass. Why did I sell? I told myself that I was willing to risk this much money. It got close to it, but it didn't hit it yet. But because somebody posted on Stock Twits, this shit's tanking and it's going down, get out while you can, I went ahead and just got out, and now I would have been up, but because I listened to some jackass and let them get to my head and break my trading rules, then or my game plan, my trading plan for that stock or that trade, now I've taken this loss, And so with that said, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up, but there are a few traders that I like to kind of watch and listen to, and I'll look on YouTube, whatever. One of them is Anton Krill, Anton, last name spelled Kriel, or it's Kreil, anyhow, he used to be a trader for Goldman Sachs and worked for some big banks as a professional trader, and then started his own company. Very successful trader, and he doesn't tell you so much about strategy as he talks to you about the psychology and the decision making behind it, and the way to look at money, and looking at it as a tool, like you would a hammer in a toolbox, that it's just a tool to make more money, and just really looking at different things and how to value them, and where a lot of people go wrong. And so I like to look at traders and get their concept of things, and how they view things and what they've learned in their career, so that it can help better advance my career in trading. And so with that said, I'll make another video tonight. I know that was kind of a one question Q&A, but I need to try and get a little bit of rest before I go to work. I'm going off a very little sleep right now, and I guess we'll pick up tonight and see where I end the day. Hopefully I'll end up above 2% profit, or 2% gains for the day. And anyhow, I hope everyone has a good day trading on the market, and I will see y'all tonight when I do a posting of how the day ended for my account. And I just look forward to this Friday to end the account and seeing if I'm able to hit my goal of being up, having my account up to 2,000 or not. Really, it's just based on how much I'm able to gain or make today and tomorrow, and then Friday I might get paid depending on what bills and my responsibilities look like. If I'm able to add enough to make it up to 2K or not, I don't know if I'll be able to. I know I'll be able to add anywhere from 100 to 200, and so as long as I'm up around 1,800 by Friday, then I think I may get real close to being able to make it to 2K. But if not, it's a realistic goal, and that's more important than anything being new. Is you got to be realistic that you're gonna have a small account, and you have to come up with a game plan on how you're gonna grow that account. And so, like, this YouTube channel is showing like how I'm going about growing the small account. Now, I'm not no guru. I'm not trying to tell you, calling out, price action. This is where I'm looking at. This is why I'm buying in. Da 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 da. And I call that BS. Anybody can make money on a paper trading account. Even my 2-year-old son could probably make money on a paper trading account just by clicking buttons. But the best way to know if you're right about a trade is to put your money on it, and that'll let you really know. And so, I'm just trying to make this as legit and real as possible, that this is a small account. I have about close to 3 years of trading experience. I've taken my fair share of losses. I've been able to learn from all these mistakes and all the money that I've lost in the past, and what it takes to consistently grow a small account, and that you have to have realistic expectations, that you can't be looking at making hundreds of dollars a day on a $1,700 trading account, but I can look at making $20 a day or $30 a day on a $1,700 trading account. And if I can continue to do that, then as it grows, then I can be, once the account gets to 5,000, 10,000, 15, 20,000, then I can look at making $100 or $200, a day on that size of a trading account. But with it being small, I can only make small gains on a consistent basis, and still be keep my risk relatively low, to where I don't blow up the account, and then if I do take a loss, it's not too big, that I'm given the time to make a good decision about it, and not just have to panic and do something stupid. And so with that, I encourage new traders to kind of just stay in tuned and watch this account as it grows. And yes, I do add on to it every Friday, because that's what it takes to grow a small account, especially if I want it to grow fast, is I have to compound. I don't have to take cheap penny stocks and take major amounts of risk, because the probability is I'll lose it all. But if I buy good quality stocks, small share size, and I work overtime, look for side work, whatever it is, and I'm able to add $100 to $200 each week to my trading account, then it is able to grow to, within a short time span, whether it's 6 months or a year, to $25,000, to where, and then that can grow, and I continue to do the same thing as if I was, starting out where I'm at now. 6 months from now, my account's $10,000, $15,000. I'm still adding on $100 to $200 each week because I'm working that extra overtime, because that's how important it is for me to make it as a trader, and to where eventually I can have that financial security that I can live life a little bit more relaxed and enjoyable and less stress-free. And so with that said, there's no easy money in trading ultimately. If you watch other traders and you study and watch documentaries and stuff, any professional trader will tell you the insanity it is that you think you can come in and make all this money by doing nothing. That the people that they know and that are successful and making lots of money, they work their ass off from sun up to sundown, and even in after hours. That's what it takes for them to be able to be successful, and basically that's what it's going to take for you. I do as much as I can. I study while I'm at work, read in my spare time, and continue to try and grow. I watch other YouTube channels, watch other traders' mistakes, as well as things they do right, and try to get better concepts of rules and applying them to my trading, and the things that I need to watch out for, as the market is always continuously changing. So with that said, happy trading, have a good day, and I will see y'all tonight. I will put up a video tonight, quick video on where I ended the day, and then we can pick up tomorrow and maybe have some good conversations on stuff related to trading and markets. Anyhow, hope you have a good day. Talk to y'all later. Peace out.